Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this session. In today's session, we will look into the PHP, a very quick tour of PHP, understanding all its capabilities. Okay, so PHP, it is like a JavaScript, similar to JavaScript. It is dynamically typed language. Dynamically typed, you need not specify what data type it is. At the runtime, automatically it will understand based on what value you have kept. Whether if you have kept it as an integer, it will take it as an integer, text, string, character, float. So dynamically you can assign the values and you can change. So you need not specify the data type, which is same as the JavaScript. And it uses classes and functions in a way consistent with other object-oriented languages such as C++, C Sharp, Java. And the syntax for the loops, conditional statements, assignments, everything is very similar to the JavaScript. It differs when you get to the function classes and in how you define the variables. So there is little bit difference how it is done, how it is implemented, but conceptually it is same as other languages. The most important fact about the PHP is that the programming code can be embedded directly within the HTML file. So we can directly embed the code into the HTML file, and the PHP file will have an extension of .php. And whenever you are including the PHP code, you will be including the opening PHP tag, and this is the closing PHP tag. Opening PHP tag is open angle bracket question mark PHP, and closing is question mark and the closing angle bracket. So whenever in the HTML, like this tags are included, the inside code will be treated as a PHP. Any code outside the tags echoed directly out to the client, means any code outside this PHP, okay, open and closing tag, it will be treated as a normal text by the browser. Okay, even if you are not using any HTML or HTML tags, HTML elements, you are just including some content outside these tags, it will be treated as a just whatever the text, and it will be displayed as is on the browser. This is the example. Example, we have the opening PHP tag. This is the closing. This is the opening. This is a one piece of code here. Opening PHP tag, closing PHP tag, and another piece of code is here. Opening PHP tag and closing PHP tag, and another piece of a PHP code is here. Opening tag and the closing tag. Now you can see it is a HTML document, and PHP code is embedded inside. And first, this piece is what it is doing, it is declaring a variable and assigning a text as a Randy. And this PHP code which is inside the h1 HTML element, what it is doing, it is echoing the whatever the value that is stored in the user ends with the semicolon. What echo will do is it will output the content of this to the browser. And this particular piece of code is inside the paragraph HTML element. And what it is doing, it is echoing the date. So echo means it will whatever is the output. So echo followed by a echo is one of the functions which will output whatever the parameter you are given. This is the parameter, that is string. It will echo it to the browser. It will output it to the browser. So what it is outputting, it is outputting a strong HTML element followed by a date object we have. And you know, whenever this will instantiate a object, and it will have the current timestamp. And again we are echoing the closing strong HTML element. So effectively this three piece of code will get converted like this. So browser will see this as like this: strong HTML, opening strong HTML element, the time, this is the current time, system time, and closing HTML, strong HTML element. So browser will display this HTML document onto the its window as a output. And there are two ways to have a HTML and PHP code. Either we can have mixed code, means the code HTML code as well as the PHP. It will be a mixture. You will see both in a particular file. You will see the both HTML code as well as the PHP file, PHP code. Or the second design is where you can separate the PHP and HTML. In the HTML, wherever the HTML is body of the HTML is present, that file you will have reference to the other PHP file where you are going to call whatever the classes or the functions you have defined. The first approach where we have a mix of both HTML and PHP. You can see here, this is the HTML code. This is we are creating a database object, and we are storing a SQL in this variable select star from artist order by last name, and we are executing. So I have the database object and I'm passing the query. So don't worry about this, what it is. Just understand, this is just a sample code they have given. This will execute this will basically, what it will do is it will make a connection to the database, and it will store the connection object. This is the query. To that connection object, we are calling the query. On this object, we are calling the query method and passing the SQL, and this SQL will get executed and results will be returned. This function will return the result. So result is stored here. Now this is again HTML code we have. Then we have unordered list. Okay, this is UL opening and the closing UL. Inside, what we are doing is we are displaying the results, whatever the results we are getting here, and we are fetching uh, different values. So you can see dollar row. Now while dollar row is equal to result fetch assoc, so it's going to fetch row by row. Okay, and this while will loop until the number of records. Suppose if there are 5 records in this table, then it will loop for 5 times, and during each loop dollar row will have the current value. Whenever it does the fetch, it will fetch the that particular record. This, when it goes to the end, so this will return a null. That is when this while loop will end. The dollar row has a uh, this particular data. Select star means whatever the columns that are present is available in this particular dollar row variable. Then I have image HTML, and inside that I have a PHP code where we are echoing the anchor. So href artist.php, then I have the image and dot. So I am concatenating. If you see here, we are concatenating for the path. What we are concatenating, image source is the image is in at this location. Images, inside that there is an artist, and inside that dollar row ID. Okay, dollar row ID is the whatever the row ID I'm going to get from this query, and then I am displaying the dollar row first name. So all these things are getting concatenated. Okay, dollar row first name. There is a column called the first name in this table. That value is fetched, and that is concatenated with the space. Dot operator is used to concatenate of concatenation of the strings, and again dot. Again we are concatenating with the last name, and then I have the closing li. So inside the unordered list UL, you will have li. So all the records will be displayed as the list items, that is li, and we are fetching these list dynamically. If there are 10 records, 10 li will come. If there are 100 records, 100 li will come. So it will dynamically, based on how many records are there in this table, it will display those many list items. Then this is a code which will just close the result set. Result, you are calling the close method, and the database object you are calling the close method. So this is segregating the PHP and the HTML. You can see these files. This is artist collection.php. There is a class defined here, and artist.php class artist is defined. All the most of the functionality is present in this PHP, and in this PHP you can see mostly it has the the all the HTML, and we are just including these two files. So this you can see include, we are including this artist collection.php as well as artist.php. These two files are included, so that these classes and functions, whatever is defined in this PHP code, is available for this particular PHP, which is predominantly an HTML code. And you can see here we are creating the we are accessing this whatever the classes functions that are available in PHP. For example, here the artist to new artist collection by the object of this class, and it will be stored in the artist. Similarly, we are calling artist output each artist. So the function called output each artist. You can see this has a output each artist, so which will display. Basically, maybe this is like we are displaying each of those artist records, similar to the previous code that we saw. And dollar artist, we are going to see that dollar artist is nothing but the way we are declaring the variable is you use always a dollar in front of the variable. In case of a JavaScript, if you remember, we used var, right? Var, then variable name. So basically that is a declaration of the variable, and this is assignment. In case of a PHP, the declaration, you have to specify dollar then variable name. Three types of comments, same as other languages. Single line comment, you can use the hash. Okay, after this hash symbol, everything will be an is a comment, so that particular line is a comment. If you want to use multi-line comments, forward slash asterisk, and inside whatever the comments you want to have, and you should close that comment with asterisk and forward slash. And if you have end of line comments, end of line comments is normally used. Suppose you have written a piece of code, and at the end you want to tell what is that piece of code. So this is the a good programming aspect, where you include proper comments for your code, so that maintenance becomes easy, or whenever you are referring that code back, it will make easy sense for you if there are useful comments in that. So we can use double forward slash to give comments. This is the example: opening of the PHP tag, closing of the PHP tag, hash. So this is a one single line comment, and this is multi-line comment, forward slash asterisk. Then I have all the comments here, multi-line comments. Then I close with the asterisk and forward slash. Suppose if I want to have the for end of line comment, what I will do is, this is the some piece of code is there, and I want to tell what is this piece of code, then I can use forward slash, and I can specify. You can say this method will read the database. Variables in PHP are dynamically typed. As I already we talked about, we need not specify the type. Variables are also loosely typed, in that variable can be assigned different data types over a time. So over a time, if you want to assign it with a different value, you can do that. For example, this is a dollar count is equal to 42, and later dollar count you can assign, if you want, there is need, you can assign a text or a character. To declare a variable, you must preface the variable with a dollar symbol. This is a must. So this is how you declare the variables. These are the different data types that are supported by PHP. We have Boolean. Okay, basically it is true and false. Integer, whole numbers. Float, decimal numbers. String, that is a text or a set of a characters. Array, collection of data of any type, covered in the so it is covered in the next module. So array is similar to other languages. The implementation might be little different, and most of the object oriented programs, they have the array as an object. Okay, so you will get a lot of benefit of using array as a object. Then you can include many useful attributes, like if array dot length, right, you will come to know the length. In procedural language, array, in order to find the the end of the array, you have to use some logic to do that. Here, if you say that particular array object dot length, you will get the size of that particular array. Then object, instances of the classes. So those are the types. Constant is similar to the variable. Only thing is, constants will not change. Once you define the constant, those values will not change. Constant is somewhat similar to variables, except a constant's value never changes. In other word, it stays constant. Typically defined near the top of the PHP file via the define method. So to define the constant, we have this method, okay, define method, and we specify the constant and its value. And once it is defined, it can be referenced without using dollar symbol. You have to remember, once you create the a constant, normally we create the constant in every language. We recommend use the uppercase letters so that we know that it is constant. Here also it is recommended to have the constants in a uppercase letters, and once it is defined, I can use that name as is. We need not specify the dollar as we specify for the variables. Here is the a code which defines the constants. Okay, so you can see define is the method. The first parameter you specify is the constant name, and the second parameter you specify is the value that will be assigned to this constant. For example, define database underscore localhost. So this text localhost will be stored in database underscore local. Similarly, other thing, database name, database user, and database password. Basically, we use the constants in the configuration files. If you have to have a information like that, where we have to store the connection information like this, we need to know which is the database instance, then IP address of the server, or the domain name, or the user password. All those can be kept in the configurational files, and it can be kept as a constant. Once you define the constants, you can directly access using the name of the constant. For example, here we are creating a connection object, database connection object. $db is equal to new MySQL I. Inside the parenthesis, I have the three names, these three constants. These constants will be replaced with their value. And once you define the constant, its value cannot be changed. Okay, writing to output something that will be seen by the browser, you can use the method echo function. So already we have seen the echo function in example. So if we want to output anything to the browser, you will say echo. So when you say echo hello, this text will be outputted to the browser. It can be used either with a bracket or without bracket. So it is better. It's according to like better programming conventions. It is always, when we are using the functions, it is better to have the parenthesis, but both of these will work perfectly the same way. Echo, parenthesis, and whatever the parameter you specify here, that is a string parameter that will be echoed to the browser, means it will be outputted to the browser. Similarly, we can have in this form where you just don't use the parenthesis. String concatenation. Strings can be easily be appended together using the concatenate operator. So in case of a PHP, the concatenating operator is period, that is a dot symbol. Excuse me. Here we are declaring a variable called username, and we are assigning a text value word. Then I say echo hello, this is the first string, then dot. So this is a concatenation, and I am using this variable $username. What is stored in the $username? It is word. So the what text will be outputted to the browser? It is hello world. This is another example. The first name, this is the variable. $first name is equal to Pablo. That's the text. $last name is equal to Picasso. And in case of a PHP, the strings, okay, string is object and strings are specified using the double quotes or single quote. This is the comment we have. uh, these two lines are equivalent, so you can see there are two code pieces are that are shown, both are same. First one, echo, I have the em. So if you remember, em is a emphasized HTML element. It is inside the double quotes, it is string dot. This will be concatenated with a dollar first name. Dollar first name value is Pablo. Pablo is so we get this em Pablo, and space is there. Dot is concatenation. This is a another string with space. Again, that is concatenated. Dollar last name is Picasso, and dot. Again, it is concatenated with the closing emphasize HTML element. So what is the output that is given to the browser? This em opening element, Pablo space Picasso, then closing em element. So that is what will be given to the, that is what output is given to the browser. And this same thing can be written like this. So echo dollar echo, we have double quotes. Inside the two double quotes we have opening em element, closing em element. In between I have the dollar first name and dollar last name. So you have to see the beauty of the PHP here. Actually these two variables are inside the string, right? Most of the languages, whenever you have the string, everything inside will be treated as a text. But here you can see this will be evaluated. Dollar first name will be evaluated as Pablo, dollar last name will be evaluated as a Picasso. This is another example. These two lines are also equivalent. I told you I can have the a string with a double quotes or single quotes. So whichever convention you want to follow, you consistently follow a same convention, either double quotes or a single quotes. This is the third example. Here it's a combination of the double quotes and the single quotes that are used here. So you can see echo, it starts with a single quote and it ends with a single quote. Inside that I have used the double quotes. So inside that I have a image HTML element, src is equal to, then I have the a string that is 23.jpg, that is the location. Or I can use like this. This is like combination of single quote and double quote. Here I have used the escape sequence. You know already what is a escape sequence. Whenever we want to include a certain special characters, we use it with escape sequences. So backslash, we use the backslash and particular symbol. Now you can see this echo is having a string with a double quote, and this is the ending double quote. Then inside that I have an image element, src is equal to, because we have used double quotes, I cannot have use another double quote inside. If I use another double quote, I have to use the dot so that I can concatenate. So if you want to use double quotes only, then if you want to include double quotes like this, okay, because src is equal to, it will be inside the two double quotes, you will give some value. So escape sequence double quotes. So this is as good as double quotes and 23.jpg, and closing double quotes, again escape sequence, that is backslash and double quotes, angle bracket, you close with the double bracket. Escape sequences, as we talked about, the other escape sequences are backslash n, line feed or a new line, backslash t, it's a horizontal tab. If you want to include the backslash itself, then you will say backslash and backslash, two backslashes. Then if you want to include the dollar sign, backslash dollar, for double quotes, you will use backslash and double quote. So this is a little complicated concatenation. You can see here I have a echo. It has the string inside the two double quotes. So you can see this is the beginning of the double quote, and this is the end of the double quote, and this is the concatenation. And inside the first string, I'm using the single quote. for giving the text for RC. So image RC is equal to 23.jpg inside the single quote. Then ALT is equal to, you can see here there is a single quote and then double quote. So this image HTML element is still not complete. We have single quote here, and I am concatenating with the first name. First name is Pablo will come here. Then you can see dot means concatenation. This is a string, space is there. This is concatenated with the last name. At the end I have a dot. Again this is a concatenation. It will concatenate this, and you can see I have a double quotes. Inside that I have a single quote, space and closing angle. This will be concatenated. Effectively what happens, ALT is equal to, I have Pablo space Picasso, right? Pablo space Picasso inside a single quote. So that is the output I get. So that is the output that is given to the browser. This is another example. Sorry, another example. It starts with a double quote, image src, and I have single quote $id.jpg. So now $id is a like a variable, PHP variable. It will be evaluated. Maybe like you are getting the ID dynamically. So it will get, for example, 23. So it will be replaced with a 23.jpg, and it is inside the single quote. ALT inside the single quote. Okay, I have just used the dollar first name and dollar last name. Single quote is also a string object, and it will evaluate these two variables. So this will be Pablo and this is Picasso, and this is the closing angle bracket. This complete thing will be echoed to the browser. This is another example. Okay, these are the different structures they have used. The usage of the concatenation, usage of the double quotes, and usage of the a single quote. So whatever the example we talked about, that this is the illustration. So this is the example we saw. Echo. So echo will, this will give the output to the browser like this. I will get image src 23.jpg ALT. So after the ALT, whatever is that is evaluated as Pablo Picasso. This is the output that we get. And similarly in this ID, the value is 23.jpg, and this first name and last name are evaluated. This and this are exactly the same. And this is another way of putting it. They have used the escape sequences here. So escape sequence, because I am using all the double quotes, so I have used escape sequence, double quote, then ID is 23. So I will get double quote 23, then again closing double quote is another escape sequence. And for this including this ALT, inside ALT is equal to text, I have two more escape sequences, and inside those double quotes I have the two values. Then this is again this is the single quote, and that is concatenated. Then $id is there, which will evaluate to 23. Same. So it is similar, used in a different way. This example you can see here, I have a single quote from here to here, that is concatenated with ID, and again I have a closing angle bracket, and after that concatenation, then first name concatenated with space, concatenated with last name, and closing anchor element. So this is how the browser will get the output. A anchor element href artist.php question mark ID is equal to 23, then closing angle bracket that you get, then the first name last name with a space in between. This is the concatenation. This is from here to here, then closing angle bracket. Any questions? Similar to other languages, we have the printf. So it is an alternative to output the values. We can use it in very similar to the C language. Okay, derived from the same named function in the C programming language. Include variation to print a string and files. So the same function has a little variation, using which you can print the string or you can print into a file. So those functions are sprintf and fprintf. It takes at least one parameter, which is a string, and that string optionally references parameters which are then integrated into first string by placeholder substitution. I have assigned a text, that is box. Dollar weight is equal to, it's a floating point number, that is 1.56789. Now I want to print. So similar to, if you remember the C programming syntax, where you had the specifier data type specifier, similar to that we have here also printf. Okay, so printf inside the parenthesis, this is opening parenthesis and this is the closing parenthesis. So whatever is inside that, okay, whatever is inside that, okay, it will be given as the output to the browser. So what we have, the percent s space is space per percent 0.2f pounds, and this is the end. So this is what I am going to output, and this percent s will be replaced with the first parameter, that is the product is evaluated as a box. The box is then 0.2. This specifies the how many decimal places I have to take. So after the decimal point I have to take 2 decimal points, and it is a floating point, so it will take as 1.2 decimal, so it will round off, it will become 1.57. So what it will display, the percent s is, so this weight is 1.57 pounds. So this is the output that we get, and each placeholder requires the percent. Okay, you can see here, similar to C programming, we specify the placeholder with the percent, right? This is percent a specifies, this is a text, percent f specifies, this is a decimal number. So there are other type specifiers. B we can use for the binary, D same as C programming for the integer, signed integer, F for the float numbers, O for octal, and X for hexadecimal. Then precision. So precision is like whatever the precision you want to have for your output. So in the previous example, precision was 0.2. So we just wanted to display only two values, that is the precision you specified. Precision allows for control over how many decimal places are shown, important for displaying calculated numbers to the users in a pretty way. Precision is achieved in the string with a period, that is a dot, followed by number specifying how many digits should be displayed for the floating point numbers. So after the period, you will specify 2 or 3 or 4. So those many digits will be displayed. Suppose if you say percent 0.3, then it will display 1.56 and 8. Okay, it will be rounded, so it will become 8. So it will display the box is 1.568 pounds. Next is program controls. So in program control, we have conditional statements, and these conditional statements are very similar to what we have seen in other languages. The syntax for conditionals in PHP is almost identical to that of a JavaScript. So it is very similar to that. And this is an example. If, and I have the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, I have the condition. So what is the condition? I have a $hour of a day greater than 6, and so this is a and condition, and hours of a day is less than 12, means it is greater than 6, the hour of the day, and it is less than 12, then this is the true block. I have the curly opening curly brace and the closing curly brace, which is a true block. Means if this statement is true, means the hour of the day is greater than 6 and also it is less than 12. If it is true, then in this variable dollar greeting, I am storing a value of good morning. Else means if this condition is false, then else, if again I am checking one more condition, hours of day is equal to 12, whether this value of this is 12. If it is a true, again I have, this is the true block with the open curly brace and closing curly brace. Dollar greeting is equal to good noon time. Then I have a else for this is the this else is for this particular if condition, this else is for this if condition. Else means this condition is false, means it is not equal to 12. Then this is the false block, this is the opening curly brace and closing curly brace, and inside that I have dollar greeting is equal to good afternoon or evening. This is a alternate syntax using the, and now you can see this is I have the opening PHP tag here and closing PHP tag. So inside the PHP tag I have the if condition. If dollar user status is equal to logged in, so we have some user status for the user, we are storing the what status the user is. So if it is logged in, if user is already logged in, what HTML element I want to show is like these two. So a href account.php, that is a account. So what you will see a text, so you will see a text on the browser and it will have a link, and if user clicks on that link, it will take it to the account.php, and there is one more text, that is logout. So you can just imagine on the browser there is a one account text and beside that there is a logout, and both have a hyperlink. When user click on that, if they click on the account text, it will take them to account.php or it will call that account.php. When they click on the logout, it will refer to the logout.php. If this condition is true, then we are going to include these two tags, HTML elements. Then else condition, you can see this is the beginning of the PHP code dollar PHP. Okay, this is the start of the PHP tag, end of the PHP tag. Then this is the closing bracket. I had the opening bracket in this piece of code, then closing bracket, else, again opening bracket for the false block. Then I have two more statement, that is href login.php and href register.php. So if user is not logged in, means user has to be allowed to log in. That's why you are showing a text login and beside that register. If user is already having user ID password, he will click on login. If user is new, he will click on the register, which will take to the registration page using register.php. And this is the opening else block, and I have closing else block with a open PHP tag and closing PHP tag. So you can see here I have used PHP code in three places. Okay, this is the one way of doing it, this is other way of doing it, same thing you are achieving like this. So in this particular piece, what we are doing, I have a opening PHP code, opening PHP tag and closing PHP tag. Inside that I am checking if dollar user status is equal to logged in, then echo, and inside the single quote I have href account.php. So the difference between this and this, in this code I have to use a echo function. So here I did not use the echo. So HTML will treat it as a anchor element and it will display. But in this case, you are including this HTML element inside the PHP code. You have to use the echo function. So you should say echo and then give the HTML element, anchor element that you want to use as a string. So this is outputted to the browser. Similarly, second line echo, then anchor element for the logout. So this is the same effect what we get from here. Then this is the opening bracket, this is the closing bracket, else opening bracket. I have two echoes which will echo the anchor for the anchor element for the login and anchor element for the register. So here it is, if you see, compared to this code seems to be easier. Okay, here we are using like multiple times we are using the PHP opening tag and closing tag, and sometimes these brackets get confusing, so you might get error. Right now we are seeing a very small piece of code. It doesn't look that difficult, but if you are assume that you are working on a large projects, web application projects, then there are thousands of lines of codes will be there. That time it is not a good way to write the code like this. It is better to have like this. Only thing is you have to wherever you have the HTML, you have to use the echo. Then switch function, very similar to any other programming language. This is the syntax switch. Inside the parenthesis you will provide the a variable which will give the value. So basically you will have a value, certain value here, and this value will be matched with the different cases. Wherever the match it finds the match, it will execute that piece of code. Suppose this $r type is pt. Okay, then the control will come directly here. So it will come here, then dollar output is equal to painting and break, and break will break the execution from here, and it will take to the next statement after the switch statement. Similarly, if r type is sc, then it will come directly to this. Okay, sc, it matches here, and it will execute output is equal to sculpture, and then there is a break, and it will break and control will come outside the switch statement. If it doesn't match any of the cases that we have given, then we have the default block here. It comes to the default block, dollar output is equal to other. So that is how it will work. So switch, same keyword as in other languages, case exactly the same as other languages, and excuse me, and this is the value you are going to specify. In this case you are using a text. If it is a number, you can use number. Remember that it should be followed by the colon. And all the PHP code, we use the semicolon as the statement ending character. While and do while, the understanding of the while and do while is exactly the same. So here I have count is equal to 0, while this is the condition inside the parenthesis, either condition. As long this condition is true, this body of the while loop, it will get executed. When this condition is false, it will come outside the while statement. So count is now 0, 0 less than 10 true. So it will display it onto the browser. That is, it will display 0. Then it will increment dollar count plus plus. It will become 1, 1 less than 10, so on. So what you get is like until it value becomes 10. So 0 to 9 will be printed. When it is 9, it will print on the browser. It will output to the browser. It will make it as 10. 10 less than 10, false, it will come out. So what you will see on the browser is 0 to 9 displayed. Then this is do while. The difference between while and do while is, as you already understand, while will check the condition first and then execute the body. In case of the do, the body of the do loop is executed at least once. So in case of a while, there is no guarantee that this body will get executed, because if the condition is false at the first instance, it will not go into the inside the body. But in case of the do, at least it will execute that statement at least once. Okay, because it will execute that body, then it will check the condition. If condition is false, then it will come out. If condition is true, again it will go back. Here count is equal to 0. Then we are echoing, that means 0 will be printed. Then the number will be increased to 1. Then we are checking whether that 1 is less than 10, and so on. This is same as this one. Just one thing you have to remember, after do while statement there is a semicolon. Okay, don't forget. And we don't use any kind of a semicolon for the while. Only for the inside statement we use the semicolons, but in case of a do while, you can see there is a ending semicolon. After the condition is checked for the do while, there is a ending semicolon. For statement,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah.
So, sir, right now we have Rangoli competition, so if you can leave 5 minutes early, then to be good, sir.
Okay, all right. Let me see how much is there. Very few. I will finish it in 1 minute. All right. Or I need time for the attendance. So again, I will cover this in the next class. Okay. Starting while and for statement, we'll cover in the next class.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me stop the recording.